Hey y'all, it's your favorite duck here, Derek the Duck. And today we're going to talk about one of my favorite TV shows, Severance, which is on Apple TV Plus. But most important, we're going to talk about the subreddit of Severance called Severance TV Show. Now, I am the one who created that subreddit. So hi to those of you who may have seen my name as the moderator on that subreddit. Nice to meet you. I love the TV show, and I created the subreddit on the very first day that the show premiered. So that was, I think, February 18th, 2022. So this subreddit has been around for several years now. I knew I was gonna like the show because I'm a big fan of Derek. I'm a big fan of Adam Scott. I remember he played a guy named Derek in Step Brothers. I think that's one of his great performances. That and on Krampus. So I knew it was going to be fun. I had seen some of the previews for the show, some of the first images of it. I knew that he was going to have this new hairstyle. He kind of looks like Tig Notaro, or is it Tog Notaro? I can never remember which. But I thought, oh, this is going to be an interesting role for Adam Scott. I was really looking forward to it. I also knew that Patricia Arquette was going to be in it. I'm a big fan of Patricia Arquette. Back from her days, she used to be this smoke show back when she was doing True Romance. And I also really liked her as Kissin' Kate Barlow in Holes, if you ever saw that movie. She was great in that. Now I see that she's kind of developed this kind of gray-haired, villainous character in this new stage of her career, and I always like that. It kind of reminds me of like Jodie Foster in Elysium, where she used to be like the girl next door, and now she's like this villainous. Or maybe Julianne Moore in The Hunger Games. So I like that juxtaposition, and I was excited to see Patricia Arquette in this new role for her. And so I was really excited about the show. I had a feeling it was going to be pretty good. I saw that Ben Stiller was going to be directing a lot of it. It seemed like a great show. Now, the day I created the subreddit, I did a search, and there was no other Severance. So mine was kind of the first. Well, it was the first. There was no other Severance channel. There was another channel called Severance, but I think it was for like a video game or something like that. So mine was the first, at least to my knowledge. Later that day, I think there was another one that had a much longer title because I had already taken Severance TV show. But yeah, so that one ended up becoming really big. But I was really happy to see, like, as of today, the subreddit that I created on Reddit has now 72,000 members. I cannot even believe that. I think that's amazing. It's also made it to the top 100 of all the Reddit drama, movies, and series subreddits. This is incredible. I had no idea. I thought this was going to be a good TV show. I thought, oh, let's have some fun. Let's watch the show together. Let's post a few things. I didn't really have high hopes for it when I created it, the subreddit. But I'm just blown away. I remember when it reached its first 1,000, and I got like a special notice on Reddit that said, wow, your channel is really moving forward. And before I knew it, it was 50,000, and now we're here at 72,000. It's just incredible. It's really mind-blowing to me. Now, the other day on my subreddit, someone posted, let me see. So like I said, there are other subreddits as well for Severance. It's pretty common for TV shows. Like, I'm a big fan of the TV show And Just Like That. Well, I watched it. I watched it all the way through till its end after 3 seasons. And I was pretty active on the And Just Like That subreddit. But there's also a AJLT subreddit and the Sex and the City subreddit. So, like, there's multiple subreddits for big TV shows, and I think that's kind of normal. Earlier this month, someone posted this on my on the Severance TV show subreddit. Why can't Severance subreddits merge into one subreddit? And they posted sort of all 4 of the big ones, and they said we can make one giant one that has 1 million members in it, one giant. But I mean, if you look at the comments, people say kind of how I feel. One of the persons said, oh, well, you know, they're run by different people with different personalities. I got permabanned from one because I called someone out reposting someone else's content and claiming it as their own. Makes me glad there are more than one. And then another person said, agree, some are super nasty and don't feel fan friendly. Again, I agree with all of that. It's different personalities, okay? If you've seen some of the different Severance subreddits, maybe they have a different style than I do. I wouldn't really know because I'm not in the other ones, but I can tell from these kind of comments that some people like to come to my subreddit because they feel I am maybe not nasty and I don't over micromanage, I do not ban people constantly, I do not remove content. I'm not that type of person. It's a different personality, and I like my channel and I want to keep it the way it is. Now, earlier when the channel had just started, it had been about a month in and it was starting to gain some traction. One of the moderators from the big one, the one who we will not be named, you know, it's kind of like Voldemort. That one was writing to me and said, you need to take your group and merge with ours, something like that. And I was like, no, mine was the first one, and I don't know what your style is, but it's probably not like mine, which is very laid back, and I don't over micromanage, you know what I'm saying? And instead of taking no for an answer, they started posting on my actual subreddit, y'all need to listen, your moderator is dog-headed and stubborn and he won't come over and join our side, you know, join the other side, you know, like in Star Wars or something. Or like Julianne Moore in the Hunger Games, join their resistance. You know, I have my own resistance and I can tell which one I want to be on, and it's mine. And they just kept posting that like a few times. They were like, I don't know why he's being so stubborn. And I'll admit, I am a little dog-headed and stubborn. I'll give him that. That's true. But I don't really, that's not my style. And I think there needs to be a place where people can talk about the show without feeling like they're going to be overly micromanaged, like I'm going to permaban them, or I'm going to be removing all of their content constantly. That's not my style. It's not the way I am. I feel that way in jobs and stuff like that. I want this to be a place where you're happy and you feel like you can post, and that's just the way I am. Now, I myself have been banned, and that's actually what started this whole thing to begin with. I was banned from r/television, the television subreddit. I have no idea why to this day. One day I tried to post something in there, because I watch television a lot, as you may notice from watching my channel. I'm constantly watching TV. And I was trying to type something in, and it just said, you've been banned from television, and you can't post here. Me, I'm freaking adorable. And they said, I can't post on, I was like, I was like, why would they even say that? Exhausted, I looked at every comment I've ever posted in my history, and I could not see why they would think that. Maybe they went through my posting history and saw something that I said. You know, I talk about weird things. I say a lot of bad stuff about the And Just Like That TV show on HBO. I said, you know, it's a terrible show, and you're supposed to say bad things about it. You know, I talk a lot about obese dogs, obese animals, sometimes referred to as obese beasts, or just simply obese. You know, maybe they don't like that. Maybe they think that's fat shaming animals. I don't know why they would think that. I love those animals, especially the bigger ones. But I don't know what it is. I don't know why they banned me. But I was like, fine, you can ban me. I'll just make my own subreddit for all TV shows that I watch. And, you know, because when you're someone like me who watches so much TV, I have to like talk about it or I feel like I'm gonna explode, you know? So that's why I posted so many videos on my YouTube channel about And Just Like That, the TV show, because I had just so many opinions about them that I just needed to vent. You know, I needed a way to get rid of them. I couldn't possibly keep them all inside. So, you know, I have to be able to discuss. And I know a lot of the people on the Severance subreddit probably feel the same way. You know, they're constantly posting and they have lots to say, and I think that's great. You should be able to have a place where you can talk about these things. I'm a big believer in, you know, talking about television, and people post all kinds of stuff on my subreddit. You know, all of their theories, they're fascinating. I love to read it. These are things that I didn't catch myself when watching, but some of these Redditors are very eagle-eyed, and they catch every little thing, and they really get into it, and they're amazing, and I love reading what they have to say. People post like the heli. There's a Barbie that's based on the show. I thought that was cool. A few days ago, someone did their nails like Severance, like their fingernails. I thought that was so creative and inspiring and just like super cool. And I'm not going to go through and ban that and say, oh, that's a low effort post. Or, you know, I'm not that type. You know, I think that's great. I'm a big believer in sharing what you want to talk about television. As for the show itself, I think it's amazing. I think it's one of the best TV shows out there right now, if not the best. It's got a lot of mystery, a lot of intrigue, brilliant writing. It's witty. It's extremely clever, excellent vocabulary. I mean, I'm just blown away. And the performances, oh my God. Adam Scott, this is some of Adam Scott's best work besides Derek in Step Brothers. Just watching Patricia Arquette, you know, I've never seen so much rage in a character. She's really quite something. There's amazing characters in here, amazing performances. You know, Brienne of Tarth is there. You know, she's wearing some kind of medieval tablecloth while cradling, you know, a goat baby. You know, what's not to love about that? What's not to love about this show? There's so much to love. There's so much to talk about. This show is brilliant. And if we didn't talk about this kind of show, then, you know, showrunners all over wouldn't know what's good and what isn't, you know, and I'm sure they probably have, you know, at least someone in their marketing may have even seen my subreddit to see what people are saying to get, because sometimes they do share that. Like, you'll see an interview with Ben Stiller and he'll say, I know that there are fan theories, this. And they get that from Reddit, and I think that's super cool. And I will say this, that moderating a show, being the mod on a subreddit is a lot of work. It's a lot of work. Even though I'm not out there all the time, I rarely post anything myself. I let the Redditors run the show, all of that. Like I said, I'm very hands-off. But it is a lot of work. There's an auto mod kind of thing, and it goes through and it sort of holds certain comments. And a lot of people, you know, on a daily basis, I have to go in and check that and release holds off of things and say, you know, sometimes the auto mod will say something like, oh, this is harassment. And maybe someone will say, oh, I thought that one goat was looking ugly or something like that. But, you know, they were just talking about a goat on the show. They weren't saying that someone else, one of the other Redditors is ugly, you know, something like that. And so I'll go in there and approve it and say, clearly they're not harassing anyone. You just let the comment go through, something like that. People write to me all the time, different Redditors, and say, can I post my YouTube channel? Because I have a lot of theories that I share. Can I post my Etsy? You know, I make, you know, balls of yarn that are reminiscent of the characters on the show. The answer to all of that is yes. yes, please share. I want you to feel like this is a great space for you to promote your own contributions. Why not? You know, I'm promoting my own right now. So I totally am for that. Maybe on other subreddits, they're not allowed to, but on mine, you can. So please feel free. The answer is always yes. But I appreciate that you write to me and ask as well. I think that's very polite. Like I said, even though I do a lot of work, I never ban anyone. I've never banned anyone from this show. I mean, from the Reddit subreddit. The only one I ever did ban was the moderator from the other one, from the other subreddit, because they were posting so much about how stubborn I was publicly in there. I mean, it's like keep your own stuff in your own subreddit. You know, they can say what they want over there, but I'm not going to be bullied in my own subreddit. I mean, I have at least a little dignity. But other than that, I've never banned anyone else, and I have no plans to. You know, I feel if there's an issue, we can always work it out and talk it out. I'm not a believer in banning people or removing all of your posts, things like that. That's just not me. That's just not me. If you want that, then go to one of the other subreddits where they're strongly moderated and they like to ban and remove things all the time. If that's your cup of tea, you know, go to that by all means. But if you want something more laid back, where you feel like you can talk and speak openly and freely and post things that you're doing or maybe your own creations or something like that, by all means, you're welcome here. That's just the way I feel, and that, you know, that's what I like. So you know, to summarize, if you're not into the over-moderated, micromanaged groups, come here. Come away from those horrible people. Like I said, I'm not going to say their name. They're like the Voldemort. I would say another, you know, I am a bit of an expert in TV because I watch a lot of TV, a lot of TV. So this is obviously a passion of mine, and I really care about the subreddit. Even though I don't over-moderate, I do care about it. You know, like I said, all I do is watch TV. And I've mentioned before that my air condition went out here in my house in the middle of deep summer in Texas. So I have no air condition, and I can only be in this room right now, in the office room of my house, until like noon. After noon, it gets so hot. Like last night, I checked the temperature in the house. It was 92 degrees in this house. So I have to go into my little bitty tiny bedroom. I don't have a master bedroom in this house. I turned the master into this office, and I live in just one of the tiny bedrooms of the house because I thought I was going to be in the office all day, but now I end up spending all day in my tiny little bedroom. I have a window unit, air conditioned, so that's the only way I can keep cool. So I'm in bed, and you know, I went online and it said that I'm overweight right now. At my weight, it says that I am clinically obese, in a sense, and so yeah, clearly I just stay in bed all day. I watch TV next to my little window air condition unit, and that's all I do. That's all I do. So it's really all I care about. This is all I have, really. And so, you know, and you know, that's just like me. It reminds me of that character, the egg lady from Pink Flamingos. I just lie down all day waiting for something to happen on, you know, and in this case for me it's not egg delivery, but it's TV. So I wait for my TV shows in my bed in that tiny room in the middle of this August heat, and then I just want to talk about it and I want to share. And so I'm so glad that I created this subreddit, and it looks like a lot of you are appreciating it. 72,000 subredditors have joined. That's amazing. And I know it's not because of me. You know, at the end of the day, it's not because of me. No one cares about me. It's the show itself is amazing, and it's the draw that brings people in to talk about it. So I get that. I didn't really do any of this work. It's the show itself. Ben Stiller and all the showrunners and all that. They made an amazing show, But I am glad that I'm providing a sort of safe space, if you will, to come and talk about it. And I'm just so grateful that 72,000 of you chose my group. And I love each and every one of you, and I look forward to hearing more. This show is not like And Just Like That, which was canceled. This show is definitely not canceled. This show is still ongoing. It's got a huge fan base. It's extremely popular, and it's riveting television. So I hope more of you can join, and please feel free to also subscribe to my YouTube, because as we get more into it, I want to talk more about it and post more videos about it. So please join. If I could get all 72,000 of you to join my YouTube channel, that would be amazing. But yeah, so let's just keep the conversations going. Know that this is a safe space where you can talk, you can post, as long as it's nothing violent or hateful or anything like that, or illegal or anything like that. You know, it's gonna be okay. Let's chat about it. I'm not gonna micromanage you. I want you to feel like you can talk, and we can all chat together about this amazing show as we continue watching it in the years to come. So again, please feel free to join the subreddit. Please feel free to subscribe to my channel. I talk about a lot of TV, and I think we're all gonna get along great. And I love you, and thank you. I'm just so very grateful. So cheers to more discussions, more seasons, and a lot more postings, and just a lot more fun on the Severance TV show subreddit. I will see you there.